This week's Parsha, Parshas Behar, is the mitzvah of Shvius. Avodas ha'oretz v'avodas ha'adama, hefker perish Shvius. Chazal on various different sources coin shoymri Shvius, geboirei koyach, oise devorei, lishmoya bekol devorei. And a Medrash at the beginning of Chumash Shemos, we find in Chazal, why are they geboirei koyach? Person sees his fruit, his fields, the product of his toil, and he gives it all away. Mafkir it all. Strangers come into his fields, enjoy his fruit, take it away, take it home. And he must trust the Kodesh Baruch Hu with tzivisi es berchosi. And the Medrash says it's not one day, it's not a week, it's not a month, it's an entire year. We find this expression to another category as well. Shabbos Peichas Amud Aleph. B'shor shekdimi Yisur Nasar Nishmom B'Kodesh Baruch Hu Migil Araz Elabonai Loshen Shemalach Eshoras Mishtam Shebo Shenemar Geboirei Koyach Oise Devoroi Lishmoya Bekoil Devoroi. That's the Loshen Shemalach Eshoras Mishtam Shem. And that is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said on Bnei Yisrael Kishekdim Nasar Nishma. What's the Chad Shova? What is the common denominator between Bnei Yisrael Behar Sinai Shekdim Nasar Nishma and Shoyim Shvius? Obviously, Amunah and Betochen. They both trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a total way. Person toiled in his fields. This is his fruit. It's his sustenance. Is his lifeline. Once upon a time, when there was a famine in the land, people died from hunger. This is what will keep me and my family going, and he puts his trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu with tzivisi es berchosi. B'nai Yisrael Gimel Asar Nishma. They didn't even know what HaKadosh Baruch Hu demands. What are the mitzvahs? They trusted HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's all going to be wonderful. In that same daf in Shabbos Peiches, the Gemara tells a story of Rava who was sitting and learning. His fingers were under the bench he was sitting on, and they were bleeding. And a tzedok sees Rava, and he laughs at him, and he says, Ame pezizu dekadmisu pumaichu leudnaichu, adayin bepsizu zaichu kaimisu. Silly people, Ame peziza. You put your mouths before your ears when you said Nasa v'Nishma. You didn't even know what HaKadosh Baruch Hu demands, and you said, we're going to perform, and we're going to take it all upon ourselves. You're still the same. And Rava says, Ananda Segina Bishlemu says, Kayam Bam Tumas Yishulam Tanchem. And you, the Segina Ba'akal Kalusa, is Kayam Bachem, Veselev Boidim Yeshodem. And Rashi explains, Tumas Yishulam Tanchem. Hisalachnu imoy betoim lev kederach oisem ba'ahavo. Vebotachnu bo. We trusted HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And out of pure love, we trusted him, and we are confident he would not demand anything that we cannot perform. He will not demand anything that we cannot live with. And all the mitzvahs he's going to give us are to our benefit, to our good. So both put their trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but I think it goes far beyond that. Both are against the very basic nature of man. A person doesn't see others taking advantage of his possessions and his toil. B'shivyon nefesh. Perek Gimel de Bava Basra, there's Alocha Cheskes Gimel Shonim. If a person sits in a house, he sits in a field 3 years, and nobody was moicha, we assume the house is his, the field is his. And the reasoning, the rationale is, if a wood belonged to someone else, it is impossible that that somebody wouldn't give him a chor, wouldn't shout and scream, get out of my house, get out of my land. And this is exactly what the Torah demands from Shomer Shvius. It's your land, it's your toil. Let it go. let anyone take it. That's against the very nature of man. Hekdim Asar Anishim is against the nature of man. The human being was born free. He never wanted to be a slave. Slaves always try to run away and to escape. A free man would never take upon himself what he doesn't even know what is required. Did you ever see a worker signing a contract to work without knowing what are the conditions? What will he be demanded to do? How many hours? And what is the compensation he will get? Only a slave is Magdim Nasar Anishma, and that is against human nature. That is what we did at Har Sinai. And we're approaching Chag HaShavuos very soon. And that is the common denominator that's Tzad HaShovah between Shomer Shvius and Bnei Yisrael Shekdim Nasar Anishma. And that is why they are Giborei Koyach, Eizehu Gibor HaKoyvish Es Yitzray. The real hero, the real giver is the one that overcomes his Yetzer, his inclination, his basic human nature. Eizehu Gibor HaKoyvish Es Yitzray. And that is because the angels don't need to fight their Yetzer, they don't have one. They don't need to go against their nature because they don't have one. They were created in the heavens to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They have no other option. They have no Yetzer Hara. They have no lust and no temptations. We are the Geborei Koyach. As a Gibor HaKoyvish Es Yitzray. Beruchnius and Begashmius. So B'Shvius it's about Gashmius. It's about your livelihood, your sustenance. Trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Give it all away. Muhammad Arsina was in Ruchnius. Trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Take it upon yourself. All the mitzvahs are for your good and to your benefit. And they will make you happy. Ashrecho b'yolam hazeh v'toiv lecho liyolam habo. Let us all be Geborei Koyach Hosed Devora Lishmoy B'Kol Devora, and we'll support Shomer Shvius, and we will, like our forefathers, each and every day of our lives, we will say Nasa v'Nishma. We should be Zecher B'Kurav to be as Mashiach Tzidkenu. B'Mheru v'Yameinu Amen.